Let us now go to visual diagnosis of the skin. The topic is scales. A scale called Lin Xiao in Chinese is an accumulation of thickened horny layer keratin in the form of readily detached fragments. Scales usually indicate an inflammatory change and thickening of the epidermis. They may be fine as in pityriasis, white and silvery as in psoriasis, or large and resembling fish scales as in ichthyosis. In chronic skin diseases, dry scales are usually due to deficient and dry blood, giving rise to wind. It should be noted here that wind in the context of skin diseases is different from external wind or internal wind. In acute or subacute skin diseases, scales may be due to heat and will therefore also appear in damp heat. One should not assume that scales cannot appear when there is dampness. Eczema is a typical example of this situation. Oily scales are due to the accumulation of damp heat. Thin and dry skin is hypersensitive to heat or cold, sun, pain, and allergens, and is therefore more likely to be itchy and irritated. This irritating aspect is called wind, and the redness caused by the manual stretching is the heat. As the blood and yin are both deficient and therefore unable to control the wind and heat, the yang rises from time to time, bringing on recurrent wind heat symptoms. Treatment basically involves preventing this recurrent rise in the wind and heat by tonifying blood and yin. In addition, at acute times, one could eliminate the heat and wind from affected areas. There are excellent wind eliminating points all over the body, which should be used with wind elimination sedation technique in this case. There's gallbladder 20 from head and face, UB20 from back, skin and lungs in general, stomach 12 from shoulders and arms, gallbladder 31 from hips and legs, Bashi points from hands, and Bafeng points from feet. For heat elimination, it is possible to apply distal point or fingertip bleeding, depending on the affected area. For example, in a case of eczema on the hands, fingertip bleeding on the affected meridian will bring about instant relief from both itching and inflammation. There are foods that aggravate wind symptoms that include acidic foods such as vinegar-based pickles or tomatoes, alcohol, particularly red wine, citrus fruits such as lime, lemon, and grapefruit, and foods that are common causes of allergic reactions such as shellfish and other fish. Foods that often cause heat reactions include red meat and red fish, coffee, and other caffeinated drinks. Thank you so much for your attention.